وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا في بث حي ومباشر عبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem, editor via Michigan.com, a digital business magazine serving the Arab American communities in Michigan. We provide business and real estate news, loan and lending information, support to small businesses, and much more. Visit us at Michigan.com. Thank you for being with us. Today is December 16th, 2022. There is about 14 or 15 days left in the year. The number here is 248-557-3300. Give us a call should you have a question or a comment in Arabic or in English. It's a nice cold day. Be safe. We wish you the best of health, wealth, and happiness. It is the end of the year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Friday, and happy whatever you're celebrating. Again, wishing you a great holiday season with best of health and happiness. Stay safe out there. These days it's not easy to stay safe, so stay safe out there. Driving is a hassle sometimes, and then the rush from one place to the other, and then safety. A couple of weeks ago, we've had a show on safety during the holidays, and Lieutenant Shaw gave some really good tips on that. Take a look at it on our website, and basically, be careful. Lock your car. Know where to park. If you hear any problems in the mall or somewhere, be mindful of what's going on. If you hear shots fired, take cover. Run away. Do the right thing. Stay safe. Unfortunately, we have to say that in America. I was looking at school shootings and mass shootings. You're not going to believe this. In 2022, so far, we still have 15 days left. There were 257 shootings on a school ground. 257. That's a huge number. Mass shootings recorded so far in 2022, as of November 25th, 611. Can you believe it? This is America. We're supposed to be safe. We pay taxes. We have police. We have all kind of agencies. We have state police. We have Coast Guard. We have FBI. We have, you name it, we have it. Okay. We have every weapon known to mankind we manufacture. And we can't even protect our children going to school. It's really sad. This is one of the failures of this society. Yes, there are violence all over the world, but nobody has more mass shootings than we do. Okay, it's unfortunate, and politicians in Washington don't seem to have the inclination to do anything about it, and we don't care because we keep electing the same politicians. Excuse me. So it is unfortunate. This is something we need to think about. We send our children to school. We don't know if they're going to come back alive. That's sad. That's really, really sad. Inflation. Inflation is still raging. Later on in the show, we'll talk about the increase in interest rate and how it affects you and what you need to know. Excuse me. Inflation is really taking a bite out of the way we live. Inflation, what it means is that We're spending more money than there are resources. All we have to do is just tame our spending. We don't want to do that, which is because we have more cash than before. And that's what inflation is. What the Feds are doing, they're raising interest rate. Raising interest rate means anything you borrow, loans for cars, for housing, credit cards, specifically credit cards, you're gonna have to pay a lot more in interest on those. When interest rate goes up, guess who makes money? Banks. So you need to be very careful. Yesterday I had a talk with my daughter. She's 11. She was at Target. They, with the family, and then they bought a $6 waffle maker. And I said, when they came home and they were so happy, we found a waffle maker for $6. And I asked her, I said, listen, a good waffle maker is worth $100, maybe $200. This is for $6. Do you think it's gonna work? She said, maybe. I said, if you're not sure, why do you spend your money on it? So she started thinking about it, and she said, Daddy, I didn't think about it. I said, well, before you spend, you need to think about it. And that goes to me as well. And I'm not better than anybody else. Sometimes we spend without thinking, and it's okay if we have the money, but if we're using the credit cards, and now there is this new thing that buy now, pay later. You know what? It doesn't work. It does not work. Okay. It does not work. When I was just graduating from school in the 90s, and I did that. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I owe $6,000-7,000 in debts. What am I going to do? And I paid and kept paying and paying and paying. And I wasn't making a dent. I had to take a second job to get that taken care of. So before you know it, it gets to the point where it's really, because, I didn't understand how credits work at the time. And, down payment is, what is it? All they want is $20. All they want is $25. Guess what? They're charging me only interest. And two years later or a year later, I still owed $8,000. So I needed to make a really dent in that. So I had to make payments like $200 and $300 and $400 to get rid of it. It took me a while to do that. So buy now, pay later is not a good idea unless it is a necessity. It's okay to take loans and I say that to you and to me. I'm not better than anybody else. It's okay to take on loans and take on debts for necessities, for a car because you need to get to work, for a home because you need a home to live, for things are essential and important. It's okay, but for other things we may have to think about it. So it's very important to do that. Jerry is on the line. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Mr. Khalil Hachem, and thank you for taking my call. And absolutely. I appreciate you. I appreciate the radio talk show and Ms. Layla and your producer, Mike Shavka, and all the other people who they work with you as a team. I could name them one by one, but my best to all of them for a best holiday season. Like you said earlier, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mr. Khalil Hachem, Azizi, if you allow me a little bit in Arabic, if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead, but be brief, please.
Yeah. Mr. Khalil Hachem, ما أحوجنا هذه الأيام إلى أن نكون متحدين مع بعضنا نحن أبناء الجاليات الشرق أوسطية هنا. جئنا من بلادنا ويعني هربنا من بطش بعض الحكام والسياسات الخاطئة والتفرقة السياسية والدينية والعنصرية. يعني جئنا إلى هذا البلد المسالم الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، هذا البلد الذي احتوانا وأكرمنا، فنشكر الله على عطائه. لكن أستاذ خليل هاشم، حبيت أن أسلط الضوء على بعض الناس، بعض البرامج الإذاعية المحلية التي تحاول التفرقة والتهجم على المذهب الآخر والعقيدة الأخرى. هل نحن بحاجة إلى هذه الخلافات أستاذ خليل، يعني المفروض من الإعلاميين وبعض الإعلاميين، لا أقول الجميع، الأكثرية ناس نخبة راقية محترمة تدعو إلى المحبة، لكن شعرت بالفترة الأخيرة أستاذ خليل تهجمات شخصية وضد دين ومعتقد آخر. لماذا يا إخوان؟ الله سبحانه وتعالى هو الحكم. من أعطى لك حرية الهجوم والتكلم عن الناس الآخرين، حرية المعتقد؟ أنا أحترم دينك وأنت تحترم ديني، إحنا كلنا أخوة بالإنسانية.
Jerry, you're making a great point. This is a great point. Unity is a wonderful thing. The issue is, how do you really get there? And it requires a lot of genuine, respect from everybody. And as you said, we should respect each other. We should respect the belief of others. And then, and this has been a challenge throughout history. But we are in a very unique situation here in the US, in Michigan. People from the Middle East, if they get together, work together, and fortunately, they've never done that. And if you can figure out a way to do that, you know what? You'll be my hero. So thank you, Jerry. Have a wonderful, wonderful holidays. I really appreciate your comments. I really appreciate your comments. You always ask good questions, and you always bring up really good topics. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Jerry.
We appreciate you, Mr. Khalil Hachem. Thank you.
Absolutely. And to go back to what we were talking about, which is inflation and how really it affects you, it affects your checkbook. And, we need to teach our children. We need to learn better how to deal with that. Debts are good if they are for a good reason. And it's easier said than done. Temptation is always there, including myself, to really take on debts that we don't need to take on. But it's such a freedom if you don't have those debts, unnecessary debts. Again, debts for a home, debts for a car, debts for things that are essential, are justified. For non-essential stuff, we may have to think about it. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk more about interest rates and what the interest rates hike really, or increase rather, really affect us. Please stay tuned.
Caroling parties.
Who wants to spin the dreidel?
I do, Grandpa.
Holiday celebrations.
We're missing a sugar plum fairy. Has anyone seen Amelia?
School pageants.
This is the best lemon bar I've ever tasted. I need this recipe.
Cookie exchanges.
No way! A pet hamster? He's so cute!
Gift giving. Let's savor every moment of togetherness this season. Keep the holiday cheer going by keeping your COVID-19 and flu vaccines up to date. Help protect yourself and others so we can all have a healthy and happy holiday season. Learn more at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
At Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic in Dearborn, we provide effective physical therapy sessions in order to limit pain and discomfort. Top Rehab provides physical therapy care for any diagnosis prescribed by a physician, and we regularly see and treat conditions such as stroke, TMJ, fibromyalgia, sciatica, joint pain, and more. We use a variety of pain management methods, including modalities, soft tissue mobilization, and therapeutic exercise. If you're in need of physical rehabilitation or physical therapy, get the highest quality health care at Top Rehab. Most insurance is accepted, and we're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 8 to 6, Tuesday and Thursday 8 to 5, and Saturday 10 till 2. Call for an appointment today at 313-846-0555. That's 313-846-0555. Choose Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. Life's too short to be in pain.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziad.com. That's www.ziad.com. Ziad, quality products from our family to yours.
When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shama is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shama has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shama is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with US Arab Radio. We're going to continue talking about our financial situation here. And the recent thing that happened this week is the Fed's increased interest rates by 0.5 point. You know, they've been increasing interest rates throughout the year, and it has really made a difference in which how we borrow and what we borrow for. And with us this morning to help us understand how this would affect us if it comes to mortgages and in general is Pallavi Jassi Abbott. She's a mortgage originator. Good morning. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Khalil. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, it happened again. It's even though it's not as high, but it's still another hike. You know, we talked a few months back and how this hike is really affecting us, but we also want to put it in perspective to everyone. What does this hike mean and how is it really going to affect us if we're buying a home?
Yes, absolutely, Khalil. So as we know, the Feds did hike another 0.5% yesterday, and it's the 7th time in the year. That's almost unheard of, I think, since the early 2000s. But what it means, and let me simplify it for all your listeners. When the Feds increase the interest rate, that means it becomes more expensive for the banks to borrow money. So when it becomes more expensive for the banks, that kind of gets passed on to the consumers in terms of higher interest rate. But what's interesting to note is that when the Feds increase the rates, it actually affects your short-term loans more immediately. And then it kind of trickles into the 30-year mortgage, for example. So now with this interest hike, your car loans will get more expensive. Your credit cards, within 2 billing cycles, you will notice that the interest rate on the credit cards will go and they'll jump up. For example, what was averaging at about 16% on a credit card is at a 19.1% at this point, right? So all the short-term loans, including adjustable mortgages, car loans, credit card payments, these are the ones that get the most affected, most significantly and immediately. And then because mortgages are more tied to the 10-year treasury bond, the trickle-down effect comes in, but it comes in a little bit slower.
Sure. If somebody has a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, these people will not be affected. It would only affect people who are taking on new fixed rate mortgages. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. The new mortgages is what will be affected by this. But once you're on a fixed mortgage, whether it's 30-year, 20-year, or 15 that you already have, you're on a fixed rate. That doesn't change. But those that are on adjustable rate mortgages, also known as ARMs, they are the ones because they are typically a shorter loan term. So at the end of their term, they will have to refinance or pay off or something. So they will get affected by it more so.
Absolutely. Now, what is the rate right now for a 30-year mortgage?
So a 30-year mortgage is now averaging at about a 6.33%. Of course, compared to the same week last year, it was at a 3.1%. So that's a jump. But then if we just compare it to what it was in November last month, it was at a 7%. So it's a volatile market, as we all know. But the Feds are trying to keep the inflation in check, and that's their reasoning. So we'll go with that and hope that these rates, they do come down a little bit.
Actually, 6% is not, is not a bad rate. I mean, that's normally the normal rate in normal times. I understand we got used to the 2 and 3 and 4%, but 6% is a normal rate, isn't it? I mean, I remember when I bought my house, 5.4. It's 6% is not really that high. Yes, it is higher than last year, but it's pretty close to normal.
Yes, that is true, Khalil, but that's the thing. Once you've seen the 1s and the 2s and the 3s, 6 is like, oh my God. But then if you compare it, it also depends what you're comparing it to. People who bought their homes in 80s and 90s, they talk about it being in like 13, 14, 15%, So somebody who's bought it at that interest rate, for them, it's like, why is everyone, so worried about, because it's still 6%. But to your point, it's the conditioning of the mind. Once you've seen the 2s, 6 is a tad bit too high.
Absolutely. If you need a home, you need a home.
Correct.
And home is a necessity. It's not something, well, I don't have to buy this jacket this year, I'll buy it next year. At 6% or 6.3, interest rates vary. They go up and down. And there is a chance that somebody could refinance next year and refinance in 6 months, or there are other ways around the higher interest rate.
Yes, you are absolutely right about that, Khalil. When you have to buy a home, finding a home in this market is equally challenging. Finding your dream home, once you find it, the idea is you buy the house. Like you said, the interest rates are temporary, and you can always refinance. So if you are at, let's say, a 6.33 or a 7% even on a 30-year mortgage, you're not stuck with that interest rate for 30 years. As soon as the interest rates dip, you have the opportunity to refinance and save a lot of money. So definitely home buying is the priority, but also people who are current homeowners, there is definitely one advice for them. Like I mentioned, the interest rate on your credit cards is going to spike. Yeah. And this is the time where you want to consolidate that debt into your mortgage, get rid of the 19% interest that you pay on your cards, and you'd rather pay a 6% and have it as a fixed part of your mortgage. So exactly. That's called a cash out refinance. And in this time when the interest rates are spiking like this, I think that's a very wise decision for anybody who wants to get rid of their any debt, especially credit cards.
Absolutely. Do we expect the Feds to increase it even more?
That's a great question, Khalil. There is always just speculation. One never knows what the Feds are thinking, to be honest. Their reasoning has been to curb inflation, and seems like they do think that it's kind of slowing down. But until they get the inflation under control, there is a high chance that they will increase the interest rates further, moving it to the first quarter of next year. But if the inflation eases, there is also a very high chance that the interest rates will steadily decline, like they have from November up until now. So it could go either way. It really depends how the economy acts out and the inflation sort of comes down at this point.
Yeah. Now, why did the rate fall even though now we're dealing with a hike?
The rates, so like I mentioned, the interest rates are a more of a factor of the 10-year Treasury bond. So as they start seeing more jobs being added, as they start seeing more stability in the economy and the inflation easing out just a little bit, the interest rates you start seeing the downward trend on the interest rates. It is similar to the point where they were increasing the Feds were increasing the rates by 0.75%, but now they've increased it only by 0.5%. So these are all, indicative of that they do think the inflation is being slowed down, not at the pace that I believe the Feds obviously would like it to be, but something's better than nothing at this point.
Absolutely. To your point, it's still a good time to, excuse me, if you need a home, it's still a good time to really take on a mortgage. Also, if you need to refinance and then get rid of those high, you say 19, I've seen 27, 29, and 30. So if you're having those really high interest rates, it took me years to get rid of $8,000. So if you have those, it's a good time to really refinance, and you can always refinance again and bring that rate down. Is there anything I haven't asked you that people need to know?
No, you've covered everything, Khalil, but I would like to share that there is no reason to panic. This is very normal. The interest rates, they go up, they come down. This is just how the economy works. And I think home buying is a better decision in terms of, building equity and your building assets. So that should be the priority and not the interest rate specifically as the driver to make those decisions.
Absolutely. If somebody needs to reach you, how can they reach you?
They can reach me on my cell phone, which is 734-747-0470, or they can email me at pabbott, which is PABBOTT @directhm.com.
Could you repeat that phone, please?
It's 734-747-0470.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us.
Thank you so much, Khalil. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
What's my ETA?
Your estimated time of arrival is 9:17.
I'm late. I'll have to punch it.
Speeding will save you just 1 minute and 36 seconds. It will also increase your risk of a crash, as well as the odds that you will be stopped and issued an expensive speeding ticket.
Yeah, but...
In 1 year, there were 22,000 speeding-related crashes in Michigan, resulting in 200 deaths.
If I had someone in the car with me, I'd drive slower. But it's just me.
This is not a logical response. Though you have no passenger, surrounding cars contain 27 others, including 5 children and 1 Labrador Retriever.
How do you know all this stuff?
I know everything, Kevin.
Your risk of a crash increases with every mile you drive over the speed limit. So slow down. Speed enforcement is happening now. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Enjoy the first Syrian-style cuisine in Michigan. At Damas Cuisine and Catering, you'll find a wide selection of Syrian foods and sweets in our menu, like frike, hoizi, grape leaves with steak, mishawi platter, hot mahashi, char-grilled kebab, shawarma, and much more. Get super fast delivery from Damas Cuisine and Catering right to your door. Order online at damascuisine.com/menu and track your order live. Damas Cuisine and Catering, 28841 Orchard Lake Road in Farmington Hills. Call 248-987-4985. Life is a nonprofit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. Get ready for an amazing experience at Ishtar Restaurant on 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights. Enjoy excellent hospitality from owners Ali Al-Baghdadi and Fatty Bonham, serving the best in Mediterranean food. Try Chef Ali Al-Baghdadi's famous shawarma, the best Iraqi grills and food, and the best Arabic and international dishes. Dine in our authentic atmosphere or take out. Call 586-698-2585 or check us out on Facebook. Ishtar Restaurant practices all CDC CDC guidelines and is open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Have an amazing experience today at Ishtar Restaurant, 3625 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
Are your hands feeling numb? Do you feel pain opening up a jar, turning a key? Are you noticing that your elbow and your shoulder are becoming stiff? Or were you recently injured in your arm? Hello, I'm Dr. Abdulmajid Katranji, and at the Katranji Hand Center, which just recently opened down the street from the Somerset Mall, we can provide you with the latest in hand, wrist, elbow, and shoulder care. Visit us at www.katranjihandcenter.com to learn the latest techniques that we have to offer you, and I look forward to taking care of you.
Visit us in Troy at 1565 West Big Beaver Road, Building F, or call Katranji Hand Center for an appointment at 248-869-4263. That's 248-869-4263.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with US Arab Radio. We're going to continue talking about how to save money. You know, it's with the inflation, with the hike in interest rates, it's important to learn how to save money. The state recently put out a program. It's a really great program when it comes to saving for college for our children. And the program it's a partnership between the Michigan Education Savings Program, MESP, and Upromise. I'm sure I pronounced it correctly. It's a leading consumer brand which offers a free rewards program designed to help families save for college. And with us is this morning is Diane Brewer. She's Michigan Education Trust Executive Director, and she's going to help us understand how does this work, what it means, and how can we save for college. Ms. Brewer, good morning. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So how does this program works, and how can we save for college?
Well, this is a partnership, as you had mentioned, between MESP and Upromise. MESP is a 529 college savings program. So if you're a current MESP account holder, you're familiar with, making your contributions, choosing your investment option, and having your funds grow tax-free to use for college. And if you're not an MESP account owner at this time, it's very easy to become one. You can go online and set up an account for one or more students who you want to go to college. So these are tax-advantaged savings programs. Upromise has been a rewards program that's been established for quite a number of years now, and they've been partnering across the nation with different 529 plans so that when you're doing your everyday purchases at participating retailers, they're taking a percentage of your sales, and it's accumulating at Upromise until it comes up to $50, and then they swipe it, move it over into your MESP account. So you're getting a little bonus for doing what you do every day and helping save for college.
Yeah. MESP, you mentioned that I can, for those who are not really familiar with it, specifically in our community, I can put money away for my children when they go to college. This is if they go to college in Michigan, is that correct?
Any qualified higher education institution, you can use the funds tax-free for education. So it's not limited to Michigan, but they do have to be a degree-granting institution to get the tax advantage.
Okay. And what if my children don't go to school? What happens to that money?
You're the account owner in MESP. You're in control. You can transfer it to another student, or you can pull the money out. With any 529 program, if you take the money out and don't use it for higher education, then the earnings portion will be considered taxable income.
Okay. Which sounds like a win-win situation.
Definitely.
It helps me pay It helps me pay for my children's education, and if they decide not to go to college, I'm saving that money. Which is invested. Is that correct?
It is. Yes.
Yeah. And then Upromise, is that like a credit card? What is it?
Well, there's different ways to use Upromise, but it is a rewards program, and the percentage back will vary depending on which retailer they're partnering with. So you could open and take one of their credit cards, but there are other ways to do it also. And they've
what are those ways?
Well, you can go to the website and you can link the two accounts. You can simply link the two accounts.
Okay.
And it's a very nice, user-friendly setup. When you go there, it will ask you, do you already have an MESP account? And you say yes. And then you can link the two up. And if you don't have an MESP account yet, then it will take you to the site to say, well, here's where you go to set up your MESP.
Is that for online shopping only or anywhere?
Say that again?
Is that for online shopping only, or for
Oh, no, it's online and in person, because a lot of restaurants are included. So dining in, yeah, you're going to get extra credit for that. Retail shopping, yes, you'll get extra credit for that.
Wonderful. Is there a limit on how much I can contribute to MESP?
In Michigan, there is a limit of $500,000 per beneficiary, and that would be all 529 programs combined, because in Michigan, we have MESP, but we also have MET, Michigan Education Trust, and there's a Michigan Advisor Program, MAP. So there's 3 state 529s. Keep in mind that the beneficiary, their max is $500,000.
And these are deductions that will go from my paycheck directly to the state, or how does
you can set it up that way. You can set it up to go directly into the MESP account.
Okay. Or it can be, if I'm at 1099, it can be done at the end of the year?
You can set up how you want to make your donations. You can structure it every month if you'd like to, or it could be something you do on a special occasion, or once a year when a bonus comes in. Now, you do get with MESP a deduction each year on your Michigan income tax. So each year that you put funds in, you can claim. There is a limit. Now, if you're filing as an individual, you can claim up to $5,000 a year. You can put more in, but you can claim up to $5,000. If you file jointly, you can claim up to $10,000. And that would be each year that you're making the contributions. And that applies to the Michigan income tax only, not federal.
Okay. Yeah, which is still, a great benefit for the future, for the children and for the individual as well. If they decide, if they decide not to use all the money, or there's some money remaining, or so forth and so on. So if I go to Kroger to shop, well, if I'm shopping on Amazon, I can link those accounts with that, which is very simple. If I go to Kroger to shop in person and I'm going to pay with, credit card or cash, how do I do the Upromise?
It's automatic. It's automatic as long as they're a participating retailer. And what I would suggest is you go to the link that we had provided, the misave.com Upromise 22, and you'll see a list of participating entities there.
Okay. That's the michigansaves.com/Upromise 22.
Yes.
Okay. We will definitely have that on our website as well. And is there anything I haven't asked you that people need to know about this?
Just that, the sooner you can start saving, the better to help that child or that young adult that you're hoping to get through college. And using a tax-advantaged plan through the state really is going to help you save and put more of your money where you intended it to be, into education.
Absolutely. And, times go by so fast. My son is 16. He's already, getting ready to go to college. And before you know it, that money will be there for them and it'll provide tremendous help for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being with us. And this is a great program. We thank you so much for all you do to help us save and educate our children.
Thank you.
Okay. We're going to take a short break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
As we continue to face COVID-19, we're now facing flu season. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Now more than ever, it's essential to protect yourself from influenza by getting the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine is safe and effective and can't give you the flu. To protect yourself and those at highest risk, get your flu vaccine. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Are you going to start a restaurant or a grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
Kashat's Mediterranean Market in Shish Kebab offers a great array of your favorite Mediterranean meals. Meals range from lamb specialties, shawarma sandwiches, and seafood dinners. Plus, they offer big trays of your favorite food and so much more. Kashat's Mediterranean Market in Shish Kebab is located at 32839 Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills and is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So stop in or call Kashat's today at 248-538-9552. That number again, 248-538-9552. Kashat's Mediterranean Market in Shish Kebab will definitely leave you satisfied.
Caroling parties.
Who wants to spin the dreidel?
I do, Grandpa.
Holiday celebrations.
We're missing a sugar plum fairy. Has anyone seen Amelia?
School pageants.
This is the best lemon bar I've ever tasted. I need this recipe.
Cookie exchanges.
No way! A pet hamster? He's so cute!
Gift giving. Let's savor every moment of togetherness this season. Keep the holiday cheer going by keeping your COVID-19 and flu vaccines up to date. Help protect yourself and others so we can all have a healthy and happy holiday season. Learn more at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with the Michigan.com and US Arab Radio. I want to thank my guests, Ms. Abbott and Ms. Brewer, for being with us this morning. And again, I'll talk more about interest rate in a bit. I just want to talk a little bit more about the program, the MSP program, which is a great program to save money for college for children, which is you can save it, $50 at a time, $25 at a time. Before you know it, it'll be a good big pot, big pot of money that is really will help our children, help your child when they go to college. So let's say, your child is a year old and every year you save money. By the time they're 18 or 17 or 16, when they go to college, there is a pot of money there for them ready to help them. And if you don't use that money, this money is yours. You can take it out. Of course, you have to pay taxes on it. Then the benefit at the same time is that it's tax deductible, meaning you can take it out of your taxes. It lowers your tax bracket, okay, depending on your situation. And it helps you with, that's for state tax. And it helps you with, with taxes. Also, it saves you money. That money will be saved for later. You can use it for that purpose or any other purposes. There is a limit on how much you can put in there, up to 500,000. But 500,000 is a lot of money. If you end up saving that much money, that's really a great bonus for you. The Upromise is just like you're participating in that program. You get money back, and that money back that you get, just like a credit card. Sometimes you use certain credit cards, gives you 3% back as you spend, and that money goes toward the child's education. Excuse me. So it's a really, really good program. Take a look at it, because you're spending the money anyway. And again, if you don't use it for that purpose, you can use it for other purposes as well. And the website is misaves.com//U promise. That's the letter U, promise 22. Take a look at that and then get more information on that. You can also reach the Treasury and then talk to them about just another tool to save. It's another tool to help our children's education. Going back to the interest rates, as you well know, I'm in real estate, and I get this question all the time. Is this a good time to buy? Is this a good time to sell? You know what? Let's talk about buying first. Is this a good time to buy? Well, do you need a home? This is the biggest question. It's buying a home is not like you're buying a jacket. Buying a home is a necessity. Buying a home is a long-term investment. Buying a home is equity. You're saving money in your home. Okay. Buying a home is the American dream. Do you need a home? If you need a home, you need a home. Okay. And it is a good time to buy for two reasons. Reason number one is that prices have stabilized. Now we can talk to sellers. In the past few years, we haven't been able to do that. And we've had these people who are paying more money to get a certain home. We're not doing that anymore in general. Maybe certain places, but in general, we're not doing that. We're seeing homes being on the market for more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks. As far as maybe last May, I sold homes in the same day. Excuse me. The same day I put them on the market, I sold them. Today, this is not happening. So this is a good time for us to negotiate, get you a good deal on a home that you want. Number two, if interest rates go up right now, you're still buying at a good time, at a good rate. Okay. And as Pallavi said, interest rates go up and down. You can always refinance. There's other ways around it to really bring down interest rates. You can buy points. You can take different forms of loans. There are many different ways we can really structure that to get you the home that you need and get you secure, you and your family. So you'll be secure. If you need a home, buy a home. Okay. If you have cash, okay, and then you want to wait, prices may go down. Well, more power to you. I would wait, and then I would buy a home when it's more convenient. So now let's talk about selling. Oh, one more thing about buying also is the fact that if you're renting, what's rent today? $1,600 and $1,800 a month, $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a month. You're thrown out of the window. Why? Okay. Within a few years, that's 40, 60, 70, 80. And then before you know it, it's a couple $100,000. You could have bought your own home. And at any given day, your mortgage payment, no matter what the rate is, it's going to be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. So it's a good time for you to buy if you need a home. Now, if you're selling, prices are going down. So if you have a home to sell, I would sell it now instead of selling it later, because you're going to get more money for it right now. And again, depending on your situation, where you're going to go. If you have a place to go, it's a good time to sell. If you don't have a place to go, it's not a good time to sell because you need a place to go. So it depends on your situation. So what would I do if I were you is don't make these decisions based on little information. You need more information. You need a professional help. This is why it's very important that you sit down and you talk to a real estate professional who can go over your situation, analyze it with you, talk about it, and then say, you know, this is your best option. Because if you're renting from now through June, you don't want to break your, your contract, because you're going to have to pay all that money. So why break the contract? It depends on your situation. It depends on where your contract is going to expire. It depends on what home you're in. Do you need a bigger home? What you can sell your home for now and get for that same money, later on, and how you're going to structure that. Because let's say you sell your home for $200,000 and then you're going to buy a bigger house for $400,000. Will you use all the $200,000, or would you use only 20% and then save the rest? Okay, so you can renovate the house and make it the way you want it to be instead of borrowing money. So each situation is different. This is why it's very important that you talk to a real estate professional and then figure out really what's the strategy here. What's the strategy for me? Every person is different. I understand there's a lot of information online. I understand that. And you can get a lot of information. You can Google it. But this is general information, does not pertain to you. And you as a buyer, it's not costing you anything to talk to a real estate professional. It's not costing you anything. It's free. Okay? Commission is paid by the seller. This is how it works. And, and the seller knows that this is a huge job to sell the home, the marketing, the legal work, the papers are done right, that there will be no legal issues down the road, that nobody's going to come back. Yes, you can sell your home on your own. Everybody can. But are you going to price it right? Are you going to get the most money for it? Okay. In most cases, 95% of the time, if people sell their own homes, okay, they're going to get less money for it. And most of the time, they come back to us and they tell us, we sold this home and we're having problems with the paperwork. We're having problems with these issues. We're getting sued. Why do that? Why do that? America is a country based on representation. This is a representative system. You need somebody to represent you in this deal. Selling a home is an emotional issue. You need someone to help you through with that. It's very important. Yes, you can sell it on your own. I wouldn't advise that. If I'm going to sell my house, I'll sell it through real estate. I would not sell it, I'm a real estate, that's different. But if you're not, this is, you don't fix your own car unless you really, really are a mechanic. And you don't do a surgery on yourself unless you're really a surgeon. Even if you're a surgeon, you don't do a surgery on yourself. So talk to a professional, talk to somebody who you trust. Okay. This happened last week. This guy came to me and he said, well, my cousin is in real estate and he advised me to do this and this and this. And then we got into trouble. What can we do? Well, I understand that you want to work with your cousin, but if your cousin is not experienced enough, you may want to work with somebody who is experienced, somebody who has the connections, who can make recommendations on loans, who can make recommendations on other issues. So, because over the time that we work, we come across those who really know how to do inspection and those who know how, who are honest when it comes to loans. And we can't tell you that you need to go here and there. We recommend it to you. We say, here's a list of several people who do inspections. They're all good companies. You make the call. Here's a list of 3-4 people who, provide loans. Talk to them, get the best loan. Compare, the programs, because each one would have their own programs. So it's very important that you talk to someone who know what they're doing, who can help you, who can provide you information. And selling or buying a home doesn't really end with the closing. it ends even after closing. You need somebody who can follow through and make sure everything is done correctly so you don't run into any issues. You need help, give me a call, 313-819-0101, 313-819-0101, and then we'll take care of you, whether it is commercial or whether it is residential. Excuse me. On the commercial side, I do have a cement plant here in Wayne County. It's a great plant for sale. This plant, they sell this small load, and it's been in business for about 50 years. The family wants to retire. It's a really great project. Cement plants work only 8 months out of the year, so you have 4 months vacation, and you can make your money within those 8 months. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't do other work at the plant. You can. There are other ideas, but it's a really good. We're selling business and real estate. It's really a good, profitable business that have been around for some time, and they're very busy. And if you have any questions, give me a call, 313-819-0101. We're also selling a plant that makes steel frame for buildings, large buildings. Again, they've been in the business for years. The gentleman wants to retire. He's willing to train. Both people are willing to train, the cement and this one. They're willing to train. It's a good business, a profitable business in a good location, in a big building. It's a building that is almost 50,000 square foot, and it's in Detroit. Again, give me a call, 313-819-0101. Somebody called me yesterday and they said they have a warehouse to sell. It's a warehouse that sits on 3 or 4 acres of land. It's a 20,000 square foot warehouse. And if you're looking for a warehouse in the city of Detroit, give me a call. It's a really good deal, 313-819-0101. 313-819-0101. We'll get you set up, and then we'll get you ready to go. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for being with us. Thank you, Mike, for a great production, and happy holidays. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Happy Friday, whatever you celebrate, happy to you and more power to you. Again, thank you, Mike. Thank you to everyone for listening. Thank you, Pallavi, for being on the show. And thank you, Miss Brewer, for being on the show. Thanks again. You have a wonderful, wonderful holiday and wonderful weekend. Bye now.